Let's try that again in a second one.
Oh my God, Taylor! I'm dying. Oh my God, it's in my eye. Oh no.
There's also...
Oh no.
Hello and welcome to Bringing the Heat, the show where you cover all the hot topics and answer your burning questions about the town of Flower Mound. I'm your host, Justin Hobbs, and today, in honor of Telecommunicator Week, I'm joined by Communications Officer Jordan McMahan and Communications Supervisor Taylor Newby. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Fantastic, very good.
Swell.
Swell.
Or swelling.
Or swelling.
Later,
okay.
yeah.
Later, potentially, depending on the heat. Well, we'll see. So how do you guys do with spicy food generally?
I'm a sissy.
Okay.
A sissy lala, if you will. I go to Wingstop and I have sometimes original hot if I'm feeling crazy.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just good old garlic parmesan and their classic mild because that's just crisp together.
Okay. Very good. Yourself?
I guess we're gonna find out.
Guess we're going to find out. Well, okay. And just to cover a little bit for anyone joining us who doesn't know, or for you, if we didn't tell you, what we're going to do is we're going to eat progressively hotter wings while I ask you guys questions about your very important work as communications officers. So the wings are going to start from mildest to progressively hotter, and then we'll reset, we'll do another round, and we'll have a good time. So you guys ready?
No, but I'm gonna be sure.
Great.
There's no going back.
There's no going back. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, so let's get right to it. So starting with our number one hot sauce, that's going to be the Hot Ones Garlic Fresno, the classic, but garlic Fresno version. So it's got some garlic, it's got some Fresno peppers. This one's going to be 1,700 Scoville heat units.
Okay.
So take that.
Are we going top to this outward or outward inward?
You're going to start over here.
Closest to.
And we're going to keep moving this way.
Great.
So yeah, so let's try that one. So this one's going to be
Ooh, boy.
Hot Ones, the classic garlic Fresno edition.
All right.
1,700 Scoville heat units.
Oh, did you eat the whole thing?
I made poor choices. I was too bold.
So take that one in. How's the flavor?
Pretty good.
It is good.
How's the spice?
Minimal.
Very minimal. How's the underlying chicken? Good chicken underneath? Good. A little cold.
Nuggy.
That happens. I took too long to start. So that's on me. I'm so sorry. Well, good. Well, let's start with our first question. Why don't you cover this one?
Okay.
So what does a typical day look like for you as a communications officer?
I wish that was a simple answer to give because there's not really, you don't have a typical day as a dispatcher. The only thing that's typical or that is something that you do every day is getting to your console, logging on, and you know that you're going to be answering phones. You're going to be dispatching police or fire to a call. But every single second, every minute, every hour can change drastically.
Very good. All right, well, let's move on to our second wing. This is going to be the Double Comfort Foods Seeing Double. It delivers amazing fiery flavor to any dish. So today, it's wings. So let's give that one a shot. The Double Comfort Foods Seeing Double, 6,200 Scoville heat units.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm scared.
Thoughts on that one?
It's less spicy than the first one.
Less spicy.
So far. Yeah. Like the first one was like immediate spice.
Unless something bad is about to happen.
That one was not spicy at all.
Well, good. And what about the flavor? What'd you like?
It was very comforting.
Very comforting? Good. Because it's Double Comfort Foods.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. Very good. All right, well, Taylor, why don't you walk me through your perfect call? That is, if someone needs to call 911, what information should they have ready for you if they have it?
Number one thing that we have to get is the location. If we don't have a location, we don't know where to send anyone. The next thing would be to get immediately into the emergency. A lot of people want to give the backstory, but we need to know what's happening now to address that the quickest. And then just to be clear about what exactly you're needing, who you are, your involvement, what you're seeing, and then just allow us to ask the questions. A lot of people sometimes want to just give it all to us at once, and there's a certain process that we have to go through. There's questions that are more important for us, for scene safety, officer safety, first responders, and the callers. So once we get the gist, it's easier if we just are able to ask the questions that we need to get.
Very good. All right. Well, let's move on to wing number 3. Wing number 3 is going to be Mark's, is the brand. Mark's Superior Sauces, handcrafted in Montreal, Canada. The flavor, very simple, very matter of fact, is fermented kimchi. This one's 18,000 Scoville heat units. Mark's fermented kimchi.
This is a thick nugget.
Mm-hmm.
That one did me dirty because the sauce went immediately on my lip. Immediately. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to lick this off and it's going to be all on my tongue. It is hot.
Feeling a little heat off of that one?
It is spicy, but it's tolerable.
Okay, good. We only
It's not
have
bad. It's
7
just a
more.
Slight burn.
Okay.
Only 7 more to
Only
go.
7 more to go.
All right.
So we're well on our way. So, Taylor, in 2024, you revamped your quality assurance program for calls received at the Flower Mound Communications Center. Can you walk me through the new process and how it ensures even better service for residents?
So the supervisors are grading random calls that the dispatchers took the week prior. We came up with our own forms for the 2 different calls that we've gotten so far. So non-emergency, and then we have priority 1 and 2. So the non-emergency ones, we're just checking, making sure we're getting the needed information, location, name, phone number, all that stuff. And then we're listening throughout the call to make sure our customer service is good, to make sure that the dispatchers are getting all of the information we need, and just to make sure that nothing is missed. And then once we did that for several months and we felt like everyone understood the way we were moving, we added another form for priority 1s and 2s, which is going to be your in-progress calls, your domestics, disturbances, assaults, EMS calls, stuff like that. So we wanted to make sure that they are asking the appropriate questions in a timely manner. We're not skipping over things, we're not missing things, because the calls, when they're happening in progress, sometimes you just miss a detail or you miss something said. So it's just a way for us to make sure that we are doing the best we can for the citizens. And we have moved, as well as the calls we're taking, for entries that we're doing, stolen items, lost items, and we're hoping to implement that all the way through the radio transmissions with police and fire, but it's just to make sure that we are doing the best that we can, and they're just random checks, so you don't know which ones are getting graded, and so far we've had really good results, and hopefully, we keep that standard moving forward and there's no problems. So
Very good. Okay. So we're 3 wings down. Time for wing number 4.
All right.
Wing number 4 is going to be the Hot Ones Los Calientes Barbacoa. It indicates a heat level of 4 out of 10, or in scientific terms, 33,000 Scoville heat units. So let's give that one a shot. The Hot Ones Los Calientes Barbacoa.
Not gonna get me with the sauce immediately again.
just like barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm.
She said barbecue sauce flavor.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Okay. Thoughts on the heat? Is it a 4 out of 10?
I'd say it's a 6 out of 10.
It's a 6 out of
A
10.
little bit higher.
Well,
Or the
okay.
jump from the 3 previous.
Yeah.
It's pretty big. So
So question for you, Jordan.
Okay.
If someone wants to become a Flower Mound communications officer, what training or certifications do they need?
So you're actually asking the perfect person because I had zero law enforcement, criminal justice, anything regarding police or fire when I started. I actually came from a good customer service background. I had a lot of experience with, retail, restaurants. I was actually at a sales job before I started here. You really don't need, I think mainly the only thing that you need is like your high school diploma. College degrees help as far as like additional pay. But other than that, all of your certificates and anything that you earn in training, you are going to get during your training process. That can take anywhere from 6 to 9 months. Could possibly take longer, just depending on your training journey or if you are a lateral. But otherwise, you can come with just your high school diploma and any certifications like your TCOL certification. You will earn that during your training process.
Okay. So, we're at our 5th wing.
Okay.
Our 5th wing is going to be the Fat Cat Gourmet. The company is Fat Cat Gourmet. The name is Chairman Meow's Revenge.
I'm sorry, I could not hear you say
It's okay to laugh.
with a straight
Yeah,
face.
it's a pun, and if this diagram helps,
Why does he look dead?
I don't know, but
just-
that is what's happening.
Chubby.
He's just chubby,
But he also looks like the Monopoly Man.
a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's a strange situation.
This is a halfway point, so this is when we're getting.
Well, this is the bottom of, this is the top of the bottom half, if you think of it that way.
So if you're on a roller coaster, are we reaching the top before the
We're
downhill?
Is the downhill the trauma, or is the downhill?
Not the trauma.
I mean, if we're relating it to things. No. So this one's gonna be 54,000 Scoville heat units. Again, Fat Cat Gourmet, Chairman Meow's Revenge.
Okay.
Does not give a whole lot of further description.
Are we trauma bonding today?
A little bit. Every once in a while, I just say,
Is the heat coming?
I'm scared.
What do you think about the flavor of that one?
This feels like a trap.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I would purchase Fat Cat from Chair Meow Skin.
Did you eat all of it?
That was a lie.
Did you eat all of it?
No.
So,
Is this am I being challenged?
I mean, if you really
Do it.
want to have the full
All of it.
experience,
Straight down the hatch.
This is awkward now.
it's okay. Still nothing?
Well, no.
Okay.
Which scares me because I don't want to just be sitting here and then like, you know,
I
the
think we're-
doom face.
Move to the next one.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'll ask you both this next question because you guys can both give a good answer on this
Okay.
one. So, can you give me an example of things that residents shouldn't call 911 for?
You lost your cell phone. If you were robbed at gunpoint and they took your phone, please call 911. If you lost it in your house or your car, do not call 911, please. Not an emergency. We can give you helpful tips of maybe how to find it.
Yeah. So just to clarify there, one could still call the non-emergency number to ask for advice.
Yes.
But the point is 911 is for
Emergencies. Like I am
there's an emergency.
bleeding, dying,
In danger.
in danger,
Someone else
seeing someone in danger. Yeah.
Very good.
Should not call 911 for cats in the tree. Birds in the tree, drones in the tree.
Objects in trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, now, is there a situation where there might be an object in a tree that I should call 911 about?
A
Yes.
fire.
A fire.
In-
Someone trimming trees and they are stuck. They have fallen and they're dangling from said tree they were trimming. 911.
But normal, typical objects in trees, not the sort of thing we should call 911.
Correct.
Okay. Very proud of you guys. You've held it together. Haven't eaten all the wings, but you know, that's okay. We're doing well. We'll get reset, get some more wings out here, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Bringing the Heat. We are ready with our next round of wings and our next round of questions. So, our next wing sauce is going to be the Onima Ilmig Plus. It says it has habanero, sherry, and koji, which I don't know what that is, but it's roasted. But yeah, the Onima Ilmig is going to be 71,000 Scoville heat units.
The sauce ratio between the first 5 and this, I just have to say, is disrespectful.
Because you ran your mouth.
Hmm.
God, it's cold again.
And I got nails. Oh my god. I'm scared. Okay.
Yep, nice big bite.
Got on my lip. Okay.
Feeling that heat?
Second plate is not playing.
No?
No.
It's worse from here.
Yeah, what do you think the flavor was like on that one?
Not great. I don't know how people, first of all, that are like, they love spicy food. Do you also love dying inside every day?
Yeah, could you describe the flavor at all? Either do.
Feet.
Feet. Okay, it's very specific. All right,
Okay.
so, Jordan, let's start with you.
Okay.
What is some of the cool technology you get to use in your day-to-day job as a communications officer?
There's a lot. As I previously stated, we have so many maps. We have maps to see not only where the officers are in town, where the calls are plotting, and where the different fire apparatuses are. We also have a map to see where the police officers are. So if they get into a foot chase, or they're out of their vehicle and they're somewhere on foot, or even if the firefighters, same thing. We can see where your radios are in town or in the police department if we're trying to locate you for whatever questions we may have. We also have a lot of technology that we can look up if the officers are trying to find suspects. All they have is a phone number. I can find out everything about that person most of the time based off just of a phone number.
Denko has also worked with LISD. So if someone calls from a school, we can actually see what room they're in. So if there's an emergency at a school, we can tell exactly what room they're in, what doors the responders need to go in for the quickest response. And I think that's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
I think we've never had to use it. But people come in, parents, I always let them know that this is really advanced. Not a lot of places have it, but I'm really glad that we do.
Very good. Well, everyone feeling nice and recovered after the last wing?
It's still tingling,
It's
but
spreading.
Still feeling?
I feel like my nose is starting to...
Still feeling some effects? Well, next one is going to be from the Black Eyed Susan Spice Company. And this is Red Flag hot sauce. It's from Frederick, Maryland. This one's going to be 126,000 Scoville heat units. Let's see how it goes.
I'm so scared.
Really gotta stop touching my lips.
Yeah.
I'm straight in.
I'm regretting...
Agreeing to do this?
Poor life choices.
Thoughts on the flavor on that one?
Nope. I think I can... Nope.
I'm thinking about every decision that got me here in this moment. That's what it tastes like.
Water.
Okay.
Water does not help.
Nope, it doesn't. So,
It also...
The flavor is so not well.
what are some of the challenges you face when it comes to coordinating with your first responders in the field in real time?
That's warm.
Say that again? I was thinking about licking the table.
So, which is a strategy. I don't know if it's good, but it's a strategy.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
That's okay. What are some of the challenges you face when it comes to coordinating with your first responders in the field as situations are evolving?
It can be as broad as situational hazards that come up from the emergency, weather-related, technology, them not listening. No offense if you're on that side of the radio. But yeah, because it's just humans having to communicate. If we've all played the game telephone, things get lost in translation, and sometimes what gets relayed to the people on scene is not what the caller said, not what we heard. So
Well, now that you're back up,
I'm still seated. I haven't bolted out the door.
that's good because we have more wings to eat and more questions.
Well, this is where it goes downhill. I know this.
Why? Because have you seen the other episodes?
I have. And I know number 8. It's not the grade 8.
No?
Just
Well, let's talk about it.
All right.
Number 8 is the bomb evolution, which has a little pictogram of an atomic weapon. This is going to be the bomb evolution, which is 135,600 Scoville heat units, which seems oddly specific, but is the number. So let's get to it.
my teeth are burning.
I didn't know
That's
you could do
a
that.
new feeling.
Yeah.
I am
Oh,
terrified.
he already did it.
Yeah, he's done this before.
Okay.
I have never. Oh my god, this is where people lose their hearing. Oh, Jeebus.
The worst part is I made eye contact.
For the
with him
love of
while
Lord,
I was
the
shaking
love of
away.
Lord Stanley, I'm gonna. It's fine. I got it. I got this far.
No.
I didn't want to shoot. Oh my god, that flavor. We gotta have a talk. What
Let's
is
talk.
that? What is that?
Nuclear.
It's a lot of peppers. Well,
Oh my god.
so talking about life decisions, we all know being a communications officer is not easy.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a little on why you chose to pursue this as a career for both of you?
Okay, so I have a degree in criminal justice. We had to do an internship. Are you crying or am I crying?
I think it's you.
Okay. So I had to do 150 hours of ride-alongs with the Abilene Police Department. And the officer I was riding with at the time, not so nicely, was speaking about his dispatcher and said something along the lines of, well, you're not stupid, you could be a dispatcher. So after I graduated, I needed a job. And I just decided to apply to be a dispatcher. It was supposed to be something that was temporary. I wanted to go to law school, and here I am, almost 9 years later. Still dispatching. I'm a second agency, now I'm a supervisor, and turned into a career.
I'm just waiting to yap because right now I
Very good.
want to cut out my tongue.
Well, don't do that. Tell us how you chose.
I might not even be able to feel my tongue anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, give it a shot.
It started burning as soon as I stopped yapping.
Outside of work, we are also best friends. So I sat in with her and I was like, all right, I think I could do this. It's a very thankless job, but that's not the point because you do have those calls where I do see a little bit of the reward, especially if you take a call where you are helping somebody give birth to their baby or successful CPR calls. I mean, it's about helping people again on a higher level, and so it is that kind of self-fulfillment in a very thankless way.
Well, now we're here. We've plateaued. We're sort of at a plateau
Okay.
now, right?
All right, I can't lick my lips. Gosh dang it!
Yeah, don't do that. It's not great.
Don't lick your lips. Don't touch your face.
This next,
I'm sorry.
don't be sorry.
It's the panic.
Yeah. This next hot sauce is from High River Sauces, and it's the Peppers Up hot sauce. It's blackberry
Oh no.
and blueberry
Oh no.
Apollo pepper sauce, which is 700,000 Scoville heat units. So what I'm gonna do,
What is this backburn?
it's just all the capsaicin.
It's all the chemicals.
Yeah,
Okay.
so 700,000 Scoville heat units, and I'm gonna tell you this question, then we're all gonna do the wing, and then whoever can get it together quickest is gonna answer. So,
Am I gonna eat this or not?
yeah, we're gonna eat it. So,
Okay.
can you tell us about a particularly inspiring call
I have one.
that you have taken during your career?
I have two.
Let's do the wing. Let's get to it.
Ah. I found my lip.
Ew, it's sweet.
Remember, it's
Okay.
berries. So you're ready. Go.
Should I just speed talk?
See what you can do.
Well, I'll bring up the call that you actually responded to. So I got a call from this man who said his wife was not breathing. And so I immediately asked him if he could get her on the floor and started walking him through CPR instructions. But you got there and got the AED on her, which is something I had not heard on my end of the line. So I actually stayed on the phone to hear. And long story short, she ended up living, which is my first one. As I mentioned, I've been doing this over 8 years now. It's my first survivor. So that one was really special to me. And then he, called to let us know that she survived and she was home and she was better. So that one was kind of recent, within the last year. So that one was inspiring to me.
Actually, I have two that I'm proud of myself for. It's also a CPR call. It was a gentleman in 2023 calling about his grandmother who was ill. As I was asking him questions, she was answering in the background. Then it escalated to, oh my God, she just fell on the ground. She's starting to shake. It just kind of progressed. And with the new symptoms, it requires us to ask different questions. Long story short, I recognized that she was going into cardiac arrest. Immediately had him start CPR, where by the help of me giving him CPR instructions and then the fire department getting there, she was able to be revived. So she lived, basically, for me being able to recognize that she was in cardiac arrest and immediately go into, no, we need to do CPR, like what I'm hearing and just kind of that dispatcher intuition. So I'm very proud of that. I did end up receiving a Certificate of Merit award for that. So that was like as someone who is a rookie dispatcher, that was something I take pride in. The most recent call was there was a gentleman who called regarding his wife, who she has dementia, and she was hallucinating, and she walked out of the home, and he was following her walking down the street in his car, and I was able to successfully talk to her through the car speakers on the phone and just get her to realize, like, hey, do you mind like getting in the car with him and going back home? And so at first she was confused because it's a stranger talking to you on the phone, but then she was able to feel comfortable enough to actually get back into the car with her husband, and he was able to take her back home. So instead of I did have a call put in for police to respond, but I was able to successfully help his wife get back into the car. So that was special to me.
Let's get to our last wing. It has been a bit of an experience, a bit of a roller coaster ride, as you've so aptly described it. This one is going to be the hot ones. The last dab experience with an X instead of an E.
Stop.
And it's very important that for the last dab,
You gotta dab it up.
you must do a final dab. And having done this many times, I'm just gonna tell you, it's very important. There is some viscosity to the sauce. Timing your dab so that it is just a single dab
Dab will do.
and not multiple dabs is one, extremely dramatic.
Can't dab too
And
much.
two,
Oh my mercy.
is important to controlling your destiny. So, affix a dab.
Do you want me to dab
If
it
you
for
will.
you?
Now that's
Just
trust.
kidding.
That's trust right there.
Well, she's doing mine first now. I'm not sure.
Dude, oh my goodness. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Chill, chill, chill,
Chill, chill, chill.
chill, chill.
Ah! Okay, phew.
Nicely done. That, I have to say,
Professional dabber.
I've seen many last dabs. Very good last dab.
Didn't know I can add professional dabber to my resume.
Let's get to the last question, which I'll tell you before, just like the last one, before we have the wing. Last question is, when it comes to managing calls, who do you prefer to manage calls for more? Flower Mound Fire or Flower Mound Police? Now let's have the wing, and then we'll see.
Oh my god, we
How
have
we do.
touched hands.
Oh yeah, Taylor doesn't do touching. I should touch you just for the cameras.
I will fall on my chair.
Oh, and you have to eat the dab.
So this is the hot ones. The last dab experience with an X. 2,693,000 Scoville heat units.
Something bad is happening.
Many heat units that we have consumed.
Almost choked. Not throw up. Almost choked because I didn't chew very much.
So, when it comes to managing calls, who do you prefer to work with?
1, 2, 3. You're supposed to say it.
Let's try that again in a second one.
Oh my god, Tim!
I think I had the brain cell.
I'm done. Oh my god, this is my eye. Oh no.
There's also.
Oh no.
Well,
Oh my gosh. I was doing so good.
So you yacked him out.
But it felt like I was dying. Oh my gosh.
It's in my eye. It's in my eye. Do I put the milk in the
how are you feeling with the heat in your actual mouth?
It's in my chest.
All right. So we've just done.
What was the question?
Well, now, so again, when it comes to managing calls, who do you prefer to manage more? Flower Mound Fire or Flower Mound Police?
You're answering by yourself because my answer's gonna be different.
Police.
Police. Why?
Just my background. I always, from like 10 years old, I always knew I would work in law enforcement in the criminal justice world. It just speaks to me on a different level than the fire department. There's no hate for the fire department, although I hate heat right now,
Yeah.
currently. So yeah, my answer would be police.
Mine, it depends. Honestly, it depends on the day because there might be more action going on with the police department on the police side and there's nothing going on fire. Or, you know, I don't want people's homes to burn down or anything. But structure fires are really fun to work in the sense of when you know that call's put in, you are like, all right, as I like to say, you know, they say on the radio, pull your boots up, buckle your bootstraps, whatever. You know, it's time to get to work and there's a lot of things that go into working a structure fire. The same as if I was working the PD channel and it's a closed incident or in progress, a theft in progress, a barricaded subject, whatever it might be, you know that there's a lot that has to go into it and you kind of have to lock in and I'm gonna have PTSD from this.
Thank you guys for your service. Thank you for toughing it out through this. Like you said, this is a brief pain on the lips and a lifetime on the internet. And it'll be fun for everybody. And maybe some milk will come out of your nose. Maybe they'll put it in slow motion. I don't know.
I'm begging.
So,
Please no.
yeah. So, on behalf of our communications officers, happy Telecommunicator Week, and we'll see you folks next time on Bringing the Heat.